Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining me today for another Twilight Zone video in my Twilight Zone ranking series, where I rank every episode of the original Twilight Zone from my least favorite to my favorite. Today I'm going to be talking about number 15, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, written by Richard Matheson and directed by Richard Donner. This is a season 5 episode, and as always there will be spoilers. So Nightmare at 20,000 Feet is certainly considered one of the greatest and most iconic Twilight Zone episodes. It's definitely one of the episodes also most associated with the show. It's not my all-time favorite episode, but it's up there, being in the top 20, and it's definitely one of my favorites from season 5 for sure. The premise of the episode is great, and it's a pretty scary episode in its own way with some really memorable scenes. William Shatner gives an all-time great and memorable over-the-top performance, like only William Shatner can, and Richard Matheson's script and Richard Donner's direction are also great, and the episode does a really good job of investing us in the main character and in the plot of the episode. So this episode starts with a man named Robert Wilson who is on a flight home with his wife. He is also recovering from a nervous breakdown, so he's a bit on edge about this whole thing. So everything seems to be going okay until Wilson looks out the window and sees a gremlin on the wing of the plane. Yes, really a gremlin. So Wilson looks outside again, and in a pretty epic scene, the gremlin is looking right at him through the window, and William Shatner's expression in the scene is legendary. I would also like to say that although the gremlin looks very 1960s, I still think there's something about it that's a bit disturbing and eerie. So Wilson tells the stewardess about this, but of course the gremlin vanishes. Wilson looks out again, and the gremlin is now doing something to the plane, messing with the wing. And again, I have to say this is a very disturbing concept, that a creature could mess with a plane in midair. So, of course, when others look, there is nothing there, no gremlin. Only Wilson can see this gremlin, so we wonder as an audience if it's really there or not. So Wilson's wife is also getting concerned that maybe Wilson is having another nervous breakdown. So Wilson becomes pretty desperate after a while. So he decides he's going to steal a gun from a sleeping officer. He proceeds to open the auxiliary exit, and in another memorable scene, he shoots the gremlin, presumably getting rid of it or killing it. So the plane lands safely, and it looks like Wilson is being taken off again. But we see the plane really was damaged, telling us that Wilson was probably right all along. So overall, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, in my opinion, is a great, intense, and very classic Twilight Zone episode. I just love the suspense in this episode. It's kind of a slow build, but there's so much tension. It just really works well for me. The plot is great, and there are so many memorable moments, and William Shatner is so entertaining in the episode. I also really like how Wilson was the only one able to see the gremlin. That really adds to the episode as well, as we are not really sure if he is right or not. What more can I say about this classic episode that hasn't already been said? The plot is very memorable, and so is the gremlin. It's just a well done episode from beginning to end. I think the editing is great as well, and that's why Nightmare at 20,000 Feet comes in at number 15 on the list. As always, feel free to let me know if you liked this episode or not. Thank you very much for your support, and thanks for watching.